Folks, I have a wild trade for you. Yesterday's trade where we got Chris Middleton from the Bucks, we gave up Moody and Wiggins to Portland, and Jeremy Grant went over to the Bucks. I thought personally was going to get a better reception in the comments. I see the comments, I read them. 85% I would have to guess did not like that trade, did not want us getting older, giving up Moody, Wiggins, better all-around players. Well, I think on this trade I'm about to show you, we're all going to be in agreement. It's a terrible idea for the Warriors. Maybe you don't think that. Well, I want you to comment, like, subscribe, and let me know again. Warriors Digest here, Randy Silver. We break down all the trade rumors, free agency, regular season games, summer league when it happened. We did Team USA with Steph. Let's go. Gold medal still. That's for life. And we have the regular season coming up in almost 2 months. Training camp starts. So subscribe to Warriors Digest so you don't miss any news coming out of Warriors land. We still got to figure out what's happening in Quinten Post. And do the Warriors make a trade now that we lost out on Lauri Markkanen? Well, Bleacher Report put out an article saying a trade. And I'm just going to leave it here. Kawhi Leonard to the Warriors. Sounds in theory like a good idea. A NBA champion, not once, twice, and he did it against said Warriors in the second time. Perennial All-Star, was on the gold medal team with Steph, but he left. So I actually don't know if he's going to get the gold medal, but he was a Team USA member. He did not play because of his leg injury. So who came in? Derek White. Would he go to Golden State? We know. We tried to get Paul George. It didn't work out. Clippers didn't want to play ball. Pun intended. So we know that the Clippers are trying to get under the cap a bit, try to make it better for themselves. Paul George is now a Sixer. Would they get rid of Kawhi Leonard? Well, the Warriors give him this package. Let me know in the comments. Do you think they do it? I'm going to blow it up. All the Warriors get, and I say all with quotations you can't see, is Kawhi Leonard. Clippers get Wiggins, GP2, Gary Payton, Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, 2028 first-round pick and protected, 2030 first-round pick, protected 1 through 3, and 21 through 30, and a 2029 first-round swap. So, for us to get Kawhi Leonard, a perennial All-Pro, one of the best defensive players in the league, All-Star, injury-prone, played his most games last season, probably like half a decade. You give up three players. Three players. Wiggins, Payton, Looney, 4 players. I can't do basic math. Wiggins, Payton, Looney, and Moses. And 3 first-round picks. That's a lot to give up. So Randy Silver, Warriors Digest, says no. It's too much to give up. Yes, we need a second scorer. We need someone next to Steph to take the pressure, and we're going to break this down even deeper. But to give up 3 first-round picks and that depth is a lot to give up. If we look at the team right now, yeah, we can use this. So Wiggins, gone. Looney, gone. Moody, gone. GP2, gone. So take out Wiggins from your starting 5 if that was a starting 5. Insert Hield. So then you have Melton. You're not going to insert Hield. You're going to insert Kawhi. So on your bench, you have Hield, Melton, Santos, Waters, Anderson, Jackson-Davis, and I guess you add Quinten Post. So you got a starting 5 with 7 on the bench. That's 12 players. Then, of course, you have, if we look right here, then you would have Daquan Plowden and Pat Spencer and Beekman as two-way players. But you have basically 12 players on your roster. So, again, you're going to lose 4 players. So you're going from 14 to 10. You're adding a player, which is Kawhi. So now you're at 11. And then the question is, can you sign Quinten Post? Because we still can't sign him. If I show you Kawhi Leonard's contract, he's owed $49 million. Maybe blow this up. $49 million this upcoming year, and 50 and 53. If he plays at his level of talent at 33, 34 years old, starting this contract is great. But we have to make money match because we're hard capped at the first tax apron, $49 million. So that's where if you make the trade, Wiggins is $26 million, Payton is $9 million, puts you at $35 million, Looney's at $8 million, puts you at $43 million, and then the last person was Moody, puts you at $48 million. Again, if we look at what Kawhi's at, $49 million. So that is how that works in terms of money. So money-wise, it works. But they're going to want to get a lot of first-round picks, apparently. If you look at the Mikal Bridges trade from Brooklyn to New York gave up 4 or 5 first-round picks. So it's a big haul. Now let's see what Bleacher Reports says. If the Warriors were willing to give Paul George a 4-year, $212 million extension, they should be just as comfortable paying the remaining $150 million on Kawhi Leonard's deal. Maybe even more comfortable, considering the Dubs need to be thinking about additions that maximally move the needle during what remains of Curry's prime years. For Golden State to break into the contender class, it needs a legitimate second star to support Curry. Leonard played 68 games last season and outpaced Steph in both estimated plus minus, a rate stat, and estimated wins, a cumulative stat. So, saying he may have been more effective in some areas than Steph Curry last season. That's what that is saying, basically. Can you trust Leonard, who just left the Team USA team because of his knee issue, to be able to play 68 games again? I think it's a tall ask. Just like the same thing with LaVine. Yes, he's a proven scorer. He's someone who could help the Warriors, but to take that contract, what is potentially needed to give up, and LaVine, apparently they're trying to give away, but people don't want to bring that money on in this new CBA, not knowing the protection you'll get and how much he'll play. Same thing here. I think you can trust Leonard more. I feel that high. But to give up 4 players and the 3 first-round picks to me is too much. From the Clippers' perspective, they've cited a desire for flexibility in releasing why they didn't give George a max contract. Breaking up Leonard's deal into several smaller ones would help them further that aim. 1, Wiggins' $85 million over 3 years is better than Kawhi's. Again, if we show you right here, Kawhi's owed basically $150 million over the next 3 years, so it's better in that scenario. In addition, Looney and Payton on expiring contracts, so it frees up them to go get a free agent next season or do something different. Moody is also on expiring contract. He'd be a restricted free agent. They could either resign him, let him go. So if they traded away Paul George and they didn't want to keep those 3 players in terms of Wiggins, Looney, and Payton, then they would have $85 million on the books versus the $150 million. Well, again, if we look right here, Wiggins would be owed basically $60 million over the next 2 seasons, starting next season, versus Leonard, who would be owed $100 million. So Clippers have more financial flexibility. So I see it from that point of view. The picks, that would be the kicker for the Clippers to do it. And that swap. The Clippers don't control their own 26 or 28 first rounders. So now they will get first round picks. Again, Knicks paid a high price to go ahead and get Mikal Bridges. Brandin Podziemski has been off the table all summer. And if LA wanted Kuminga in that trade, then instead of giving Looney, then you give up Trayce Jackson-Davis. And because the reason you do that is you got to make the money work. And again, I don't want to give up Kuminga. I don't want to give up Trayce Jackson-Davis either. Clippers depth chart, at that point, you take out Kawhi. Wiggins maybe goes in. Maybe Moody does. But they have a lot of depth now. They're very much a well-rounded team. Warriors, then your starting 5 for the Warriors. Steph, hey, thumbs up. Steph, Brandin, Kawhi, Kuminga, Green. I think it's more like Steph, probably Kuminga, and then Kawhi, Draymond, Trayce Jackson-Davis, or maybe you keep Brandin there and you put Kawhi at the 4. Probably not. I mean, he's a good guard. You'd have to play around with it, but you have some very long wings. Your reserves would be stuck. In addition, when we look at the first round picks, again, what are we giving up in this trade? We're giving up a 2028 first round, a 2030 first round swap, and a 2029 first round swap. So we'd have our first round next draft, 2026, 2027, 2028 we don't, 2029 we don't. It's a swap, so depending what team is worse, we would get that. And then 2030 again would basically be the 2030 is a swap, 2029 2030 protected, 2029 first round swap. See, it's a bit confusing. Long story short, it's too much to give up. I would love to have Kawhi. Maybe without the draft picks. Okay. Or with some of the players and then maybe 1 or 2 draft picks. But the problem, again, is we are hard capped at that first apron. So we have to match the salary in a trade. That's why you got to get it up to around $50 million. And you're going to type out your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe. Do you think Kawhi Leonard to the Warriors is a good trade? Would you make that trade? Is there a different scenario? And if you offer a scenario, remember, you got to go look at the salaries and they got to match up to $50 million to make it happen. I look forward to reading what you're going to say. And please subscribe. Help us hit 6,000 fans. We're less than 200 away. Out.